Good morning. Welcome to today's presentation. Today's presentation is an overview of TaiRox collections. Collections features integrated into the Sage 300 desktop and stored in a Sage 300 company database. I first want to draw your attention to our website resources, videos and user guides that go into a lot more detail than in my presentation today. The videos will show you how our programs work. The user guides will explain setup options. What these pieces won't do is tell you why the programs were written the way they were and how the setup options control the most important features. All of these resources are publicly available for every product we offer. PDF brochures contain links to videos and user guides that are kept up to date. Here are some of the videos we provide, product overviews and short demonstrations of key features. Any review of collections always mentions two key benefits. 1, improved cash flow. You get paid sooner. 2, fewer bad debts. You collect or settle before a situation becomes out of reach. What is mentioned less often is job satisfaction, reducing stressful situations to routine processes. In the Sage 300 world, it is common for one collections person to do the collections work as a small part of their accounting job. We've also seen collections customers with 3 to 5 people who do nothing but collections. Getting organized works for both situations. Tracking all communications helps one person pick up where they left off and helps many people see what others have done. Why use TaiRox collections? We describe TaiRox collections as an embedded native SDK module, not merely an integration from one data store to another. What does this mean? Embedded means all of these things. No new databases and no struggle with integrations that don't quite line up. In other words, with TaiRox collections, you use the same hardware, the same Sage 300 desktop, the same licensing scheme, LAN packs, the same database administration, DB dump and DB load, the same customization method, optional fields, the same data format and sizes, the same data activation, the same users and permissions, the same translations, the same reporting tools and versions, the same software stack, icons, finders, and so on. What are the primary reasons enterprises automate using TaiRox collections? Point 1, the ability to efficiently send and track overdue payment reminders. Point 2, what we have found since our first release in 2017 is that sending and tracking invoices is a primary benefit for many customers. This may seem strange. Sage 300 already will email invoices, but there is no record of what was sent, and you can't see all customer communications in one spot. Point 3, how does a customer dodge payment? By the way, chase and dodge are terms used in the collections industry. A dodge can be, quote, I never received that invoice. Can you send it again? Or, quote, can you send me a current statement of account? As well as automated sends, TaiRox collections facilitates sending any ad hoc set of accounting documents in one communication. Point 4. Sage 300 users traditionally start their collections process by printing an aged trial balance. The TaiRox collections customer aging screen improves what a user sees by quickly displaying a trial balance on the screen with many filtering and display enhancements. Secondary benefits are nice-to-haves for most enterprises. However, any of these items may be compelling for some. Payment due alerts are sent before a payment is due to encourage on-time payment. You may wish to send these to customers that habitually pay late because they are not keeping track of due dates. Promised payments track the amount promised and the amount paid since the promise was made. A revisit date ensures that the promise will be tracked until closed. The promise can be linked to one or more invoices. Disputed invoices track the amount in dispute. A revisit date ensures that the efforts to resolve the dispute will be tracked until the dispute is closed. Any number of notes and files can be linked to the dispute. You can assess collections performance by producing Excel graphs that plot statistics such as average days to pay and average days overdue. Both of these averages will get smaller over time when collections is running smoothly. I want to make a point about what underlies the benefits. We think about an overdue invoice as a transient state, a temporary condition of an invoice, and it is. More than this, TaiRox Collections keeps a permanent record of the fact that an invoice was, at one point in time, overdue. An overdue invoice is a row in a table. The table can be reported on and analyzed. Likewise, overdue payment reminders, payment due alerts, and communications are also rows and tables. Any email being sent is recorded as a communication, and the exact email that was sent, including pictures and attachments, is stored and easily accessible. All communications sent to a customer can be seen on one tab of the customer's screen. This is what the stored email looks like. The appearance will vary depending on what email client you are using. For the purposes of this recording, I will make remarks about the various screens normally shown during a demonstration. This is what the customer aging screen looks like, with enhancements outlined in red. It's fast. You don't have to wait for a report to be generated. You can see a flags column here. The collections program is flagging customers that have unapplied credit, disputed invoices, promised payments, and so on. These are things that might need attention before a, quote, official age trial balance is produced. There are several filtering and sorting options. The aging data can be exported to Excel, and for convenience, you can print Sage's age trial balance report directly from this screen. When sending and tracking overdue payment reminders, getting the details right is important. Let's think about the traditional 30, 60, 90 buckets. For collections, our customers will have these set to smaller ranges. The idea being that once you are chasing overdue payments, you want to pursue these more often than every 30 days. For each bucket, you can either send an email or create a task for one of the collections users, namely the task being it's time to phone the overdue customer. What does the number of days before creating an overdue payment reminder mean, shown as 7 here? Think of this as a grace period. An invoice has just become overdue, but it may be that you have already received payment, perhaps a check, and you've not yet entered the payment into Sage 300. Note that the grace period can be overridden on a customer-by-customer basis. Some customers will always pay 3 days after a due date, and some you want to jump on the moment an invoice becomes overdue. What does the number of days between overdue payment reminders mean, shown as 10 here? Many Sage 300 companies will have a customer that they send dozens of invoices to every month. If an invoice becomes overdue on Monday and you send a reminder, you don't want to send a second reminder on Tuesday just because another invoice has become overdue. Think of this setting as a way of throttling or slowing down emails to avoid annoying good customers. Our first version of collections included a table in the body of the email listing only overdue invoices. This is still an option. However, we recommend using the account summary option. Think of this as a, quote, statement of the moment. Not a Sage 300 monthly statement, but a statement as of right now. So it includes credit notes and debit notes and a total of what is due. This avoids one of the standard dodges, quote, can you send me a complete statement of my account? On the overdue payment reminders options screen, press the preview button when you are initially setting up your email template, wording, and logos. Here you can see the National Accounts Overdue Payment Reminder side by side with a customer reminder. These are produced from the same template. A National Account Reminder shows a summary table for each member account that is overdue. Here is what a promised payment entry looks like. It must have a user assigned and a revisit date. That means it will be on that user's dashboard until closed. Here is what a disputed invoice entry looks like. It must have a user assigned and a revisit date. That means it will be on that user's dashboard until closed. I've referred to the dashboard a few times. The dashboard tracks all tasks, promised payments, and disputed invoices that have been assigned to the logged-in user. You can see a list by the day, week, month, or year. With the right set of Sage 300 permissions, a manager can see their own tasks, any user's tasks, or all users' tasks. I don't normally go into email setup options, but I understand there are circumstances in Malaysia that mean having the ability to send different accounting documents from different email addresses is an important feature. Yes, we can do this. The Accounting Documents options screen is shown here. Selecting a different document type from the drop-down menu means different email settings will be used. While email is being mentioned, I suppose many of you are running into, quote, security improvements introduced by Google's Gmail and Microsoft's Office 365 platforms. Gmail services require what is called an application password as part of the configuration. Office 365 has a similar arrangement that is a bit more complicated to set up. Your local email expert probably knows how to make these work. If not, we have several references that may help. Our programs also have built-in diagnostic capabilities. For example, you can turn on a detailed email handshaking log in collections that will help pinpoint any problem. The screen here shows how I configure collections for demonstration. We have tested all TaiRox applications using both Gmail and Office 365 services. A scheduler program included with collections is used by enterprises that send out hundreds of invoices every day. The scheduler can be set up as a Windows scheduled task to be run overnight. This is what the setup screen looks like. Thanks for your attention today. We invite you to send us questions by email at any time.